He's called Mr. Coral Calcium. Bob Barefoot, thanks for being my guest.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, you say in this book, too, that there's something with African Americans, that they have a higher rate of disease.
Oh, yes.
Than other
5
groups.
times the kidney disease, twice the cancer. I mean, they die 7 years before the whites. My gosh. I had a black man of the cloth ask me this question. He said, listen, he said, if white Americans died 7 years before blacks, if white Americans had twice the cancer and 5 times the kidney disease, what would the government agencies like the FDA and AMA do? I said they would spend hundreds of billions of dollars to find out why and rectify the situation. And he said to me, well, that's the problem, because you see, they spend not one penny on the black community. And he says, I call that racial discrimination of the worst kind. He said, millions of us have died and they won't spend a penny on us.
And why do you think there's that discrepancy in terms of disease? Why do you think there's more disease in the black community?
My belief is for 2 reasons. First off, they're thoroughly calcium deficient. But most importantly, they avoid the sun like the plague. You know, in Africa, where they have the same skin and the same genes and the same chromosomes, they're naked in the sun and they don't have cancer. And if you draw a line across the center of the United States, the northern half has 270% more cancer than the southern half. You know, on the equator, there's no lupus, no MS. I mean, there's massive proof that the sun prevents all diseases.
And why?
Because God knew what he was doing, that's why.
Well, what is it about the sun that's...
Well, you can't grow a plant without the sun. Nobody would dream of doing that. Well, humans evolved in the sun too. And what happens when the sun strikes your body is you produce chromosomes, enzymes, and most importantly, you produce vitamin D. And all of these things go into making a very healthy body. Without these chromosomes, without these nutrients, you get very sick.